Start Google Chrome here. And the wind shell. Blow all over the place. Where's my phone? Did I put it in charge? No, I didn't. For now, I'll put it on charge. So. Sure, this needs to be cleaned a little bit. Alright. Get some things here. So let me find where all my tools went. So this top set of screws here look like to be this size. Yeah, that size. And the ones on bottom are going to be about that size. So, things I need to do is flip this over. Turn my Restream chat on so I can actually hear people. I don't know who's chatting at me. I think the Ender 5 camera froze. Ender 5 camera. Set this down like that. I'm gonna print out some new legs for this eventually. So a couple of things that I'm going to be doing with this is, let me So there's going to be a couple of things I'm doing with this. So I've got these wirings right over here, which I'm going to be wrapping this around this side here. But first things I want to do in here is strip the wiring. See? This wire is tinned. Tin wire. Focus. Awesome. Doesn't want to focus. Love my cameras. Try to put it up again real quick. So here we got is the tinned wire. So this is something that we're going to strip.
the prototype, like 3 stacks on that CD. An example of the perfect candidate now. All your girlfriends say that you don't want to see me. You're the reason that I just can't concentrate. I've been trying to fix my pride, but that shit's broken. That shit's broken. Lie, 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 I tried to hide, but now you know it. That I'm at an all-time I've been trying to fix my pride, but that shit's broken. That shit's broken. I'm at an all-time low, 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 low,
I'm a bigger problem when I click with Skrillex. Murder on my mind, it's time to pray to God. My revolver's not religious, the revolution's born. You wanna know my name, to go and tell us Sarge. You wanna know my gang, Suicide Squad. Pistol on my waist, I might make a mistake. Dead shot, headshot, oh my God, am I crazy? Drugs every corner, this is not the city. Killer drop, demon kidnap you, then turn out to kidneys. Ain't no mercy, got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Rose, so she know that pussy working. Flooded Rolex at the Grammy Awards. They still selling dope, that's those Miami boys. Killers everywhere, it ain't no place to run. Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun. Ain't no mercy, ain't no mercy. Got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Ain't no mercy, ain't no mercy. Got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Rose, don't be begging for your life, cause that's a lost cause. High stakes, body armor, suicide, boy. It's the time for games and it's the time to kill. Make up your mind, baby, cause the time is here. Capital murder, capital letters. Yeah, she catching my vibe, but she can't fathom my cheddar. Need a couple gang members for these new endeavors. From this point on, anything we do together. Body on the corner, million in the trunk.
God, look, this is terrible music. Let's see what kind of music we get. Has to be some stuff. let's continue on. So we're going to strip these wires first. And tinning.
Sunlight begins to fade now, and I feel like I'm losing time, but I don't know how.
And I'm missing one of my screwdrivers. Use this one. Nope, too big. I keep losing my screwdrivers, I swear. Big ones. Yeah, it's one of the big ones. And it falls right out. Put this in, you want to make sure that it doesn't fray or do anything weird. Make sure you open up your teeth. Don't have broken fingers like mine. Let's set it in. Sorry for the bad lighting. Don't have very good lighting over here. So give it a light tug. Next one. So this one also is tinned. I suspect them all to be tinned. Strip that a little bit. Twist it. Go under this set of wires. Set it in. So I'm going to redo this wire right here because it's to go under and it seems to be a little bit too long. I got some hot glue on top of this right here that I need. It's kind of annoying. this on pretty good. Another screwdriver. I have another one for this. Careful, I don't break the board. Oops. There we go. Start off with, just go one by one. And strip each one of these wires. I mean, the fan one, you really don't need to. Doesn't generate enough power to. I'm going to do it anyway. Just for doing it. Just to do it. That back in. Alright, we got the next wire over here. So these bigger wires are definitely the ones that you want to, take the tinning off. A long time ago I thought that tinning was a great idea as well, but it's not, because shit will just catch fire. You know, it's happened a lot on top of the equipment to work on, and that would be refrigeration. Don't tin your wires. And a lot of it comes factory tins. You know, just don't tin them. Just causes issues. Better to have them flat so that there's more surface play. let's get back to doing this right here. Twist that into place and bend so I can put it back in. Just got here. What I'm doing is kind of fireproofing my printer. What you want to do with any 3D printer that you acquire is to make sure the wires aren't tinned. Because if they're tinned, expect it to probably catch fire and melt your board. Or do exactly what happened to the fellow that had his ANET 8. That whole thing caught fire and burnt his house down. Yeah, all because of a 3D printer. Because the factory likes to, tin the wires. Something I learned from duration days is don't tin the wires. So I'm doing this as a preventive measure, but also because this printer gave me a shock the other night. So that tells me there's also a grounding issue, probably inside the mother, probably inside here. So I'm gonna give that a check. On that one, I try to put it in. Can't wait for some of my new stuff to come in. I've got a whole bunch of parts coming in. Got a new Raspberry Pi coming in. All this stuff. It's kind of fun stuff for me. I mean, kind of going behind the backs of my buddies, trying, as a group together that we're working on top of these printers. I can't help that I want to buy toys for it, honestly. But we have a budget that something like $350 budget, and I think the new budget's gonna be soon this month. I bought a bunch of toys. And wires. I needed a whole bunch of wires, and also needed a whole bunch of things. I just didn't want to spring it up on top of them, because it's kind of mundane items. Well, except for the Raspberry Pi, that wasn't a mundane one. That was definitely a choice I wanted to make. So there. So all my tinned wires are no longer tinned. Just make sure everything over here is pressed in. Looks like this that stepper over there. Now I'm gonna come back up and take a look at this this right here. This is not a Landy, but where's my phone? I'm going to take a picture because sometimes I have a terrible memory with things. So let's see. Camera. Sure the wiring. Get capture. Right. So what you're not going to see is me reaching onto the other side. And actually I should start by taking off all of this here. So those were on pretty tight. Damn, that was tight. I don't know if you need that much. Holy shit. Very, very, very tight. voltage negative over here. So it's gonna come off easily, just as these. So this is ground. Double check. I almost scrapped live wiring. So on the other side, what you don't see is 4 screws that I need to take off, so I can get this power supply out. So these are Landy power supplies. They're not Meanwell. The Meanwells I don't think have this issue. Ouch. Scratched by the wiring. It's delightful. Trying to lose any screws here. I'm gonna find where the other screw went. It's somewhere around here. Definitely need to find that. I don't want it. There it is. So now we got the Landy PSU over here. Got 1, 2. There's roughly about 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. So I got 6 screws to take off from here. I don't even know if that's one of the screws to be taken off. We'll leave that alone. They look like screws for capacitor of some sort. Not a cover screw. I was correct about that. Okay. Here we are. This is a 12-volt fan. And inside the Landy is a 12-volt fan. It's not focusing, isn't it? That's a 12-volt fan. So let's take a quick picture of this. So, let's see here. So this screw right over here should be the direct ground, the actual ground screw. So let's have a look underneath that. Doesn't look like there is any put that back on. So we're going to put this back on right over here. And we're going to find out, because these landies don't seem to be outputting anything. So let's go by what the cover says again here. So we got our ground here. So let's take this right here. To it. Turn it on, turn it off. So it's giving pretty good conduit. So what's going to have to happen here is these slots here. See, everything over here is, brushed metal. So I'm going to have to scratch some of that paint off. To get good conductivity. So I'm going to take a quick picture over here. And the CPUs seem to be doing pretty well for the ground. So the ground is on pretty good, but some of the changes that we want to make is we want to take the powder coating off these right here. Then touch up against. If I look at them, not very well. Let's see. They're coated very well. That's all I can say. So I need to scratch some of that paint off. So let's have a look here. Camera. So I'm going to take this camera over here. Capture. capture. So this is going to be a quick mod, but I need to go find a wire brush real quick. Wire brush and drill. So let's grab my light. I just forgot my light. Let's go grab myself a drink real quick too. So I couldn't get the other drill to unscrew. So I'm gonna close my door. After all, it is late at night and I have weird hours compared to most folks. So all you need is a wire brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush the paint off of these holes right over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I can have good contact. But I'm going to put this a little bit further away because I don't want any type of dust going inside them. As I expected of powder coating, definitely, crap. I'll give them good quality on top of their powder coating. Fuck, that's not scratching off very easily at all. And I need my dust off. Can of dust off. Because this thing's a little bit rusty. So, just need to bare the metal just a little bit. I mean, not too much. Just enough to get, decent contact. But you want to do it on all 4. At least. Let's see if I can get a little bit more in this one. This is a little bit close to my electronics, so good thing it's spinning one way, a certain way. Top one. See, where's my light? Light, where is it? This powder coating is actually pretty hard to get off, but I just need enough to So, camera again. Get some pictures of this. Capture. Capture. So, what I'm going to do is, I don't want any more dust in this. Your post has been deleted from the Ender 5 group as stated in the rules itself. Actually, I didn't see that rule. That's alright. A couple of times I've already did it. The rule needs to be set out a little bit easier to be seen, so I wouldn't have posted it. So now that we got some bare metal over here, they really did pretty good on top. You know, I'm gonna say something to that. The rules, where's the rules and the abouts? See, it says stated on the rules itself. Hey, stop capturing. Capturing. Not even under the about. Chats, announcements. Yes, I'm looking at the pin posts. I just clicked it. It needs to be set in the about. I'm sorry, I run a lot of groups and all that. That also needs to be set in the about. No, I'm not saying anything, but if it's set in the about, it people don't have to scour around for it. So what I'll do is, after I finish up all of this over here, I'll just post the pictures in there so other people can see what's going on, because this is a bit of a safety issue here. I got this printer shocked me the other night, and I was pretty annoyed at that. And well, I also got another issue where there's I've got one of the THD or TH3D. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that was definitely feedback. I wasn't complaining or anything like that. I didn't see the post right away, the pin post. I think I've been in the group for a while now. Yeah. This printer shocked me. So one of the things that the other Creality printers, you know, with the, because I got the Landy. I have the Landy PSU. Oh, there's something moving around in here. PSU, but the ground here and that ground right over there is actually working pretty good. I guess it's the problem with the Ender 3s that the ground isn't really touching. You know, from ground pin to actual ground on top of the thing here, it's not touching well. It's being blocked by some kind of filament that, or you know, some kind of plastic underneath the board itself. But the ground's good on top of this one. The problem here is they put a beautiful powder coat on top of this, and while it's beautiful and it's actually hard to scratch off even with a wire brush, it inhibits the amount of ground that the printer has. So I got shocked, you know, by touching one of the rails over here for some reason. But the ground isn't that great, so you should be able to, you know, put a pin to the ground wire right over here or on top of your prong, and touch anywhere on top of your printer, and you should be able to hear a sound, you know, saying that it's got connection, you know, with your sound beep, with your little beeps on top of your field piece or voltage meter. It should beep over here. One of the things that I'm going to be covering on top of this is that the motors, motors, I can't see a darn thing. The motors, like on top of the X gantry over here, our X gantry is not grounded either, so I'm going to be putting a wire here to somewhere on top of this chassis. I'm going to put one here, I'm going to put one on top of the Z, and might be able to get one on top of the Y. Well, but I want those grounded because safety purposes, and also to defuse the fact that there might be voltage running through the motors, and it was a recommended thing that the folks at TH3D or TH3D and their EZABL thing, you know, the electrical interference causes problems with it. I'm having a major problem with mine's. The deviation is like super huge. Yeah, take pictures of all that, post it up. Sorry about the post, I really didn't see that, so I'll make sure that I don't do that again. There's something to do over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back on. I don't think I need to do it on the other side. I really don't want to scratch this up any more than it is. This is already going to, these scratch marks are already going to touch the backside of these, the backside of this piece right over here. So it should be all good and okay. So let's put this back together because I thought I need to do something inside of the power supply, like, you know, set the ground up better. But that wasn't the case. It actually had really good ground. So I'm going to tighten this screw. So it's only 4 screws to take off this thing. Put the fan wire back on. So this is a 12-volt fan on top of this. I thought it'd be quieter, but this thing is loud as hell. I mean, it is super, super loud. There's not much I can do about that, but yeah. I guess you could change it out with something quieter, like one of the Nova fans. But most of those are 5 volt. 5 volt, yeah. 5 volts. But if you got this thing sitting in a closet like I do, it really doesn't matter. You just close the closet door. And this field piece is magnetic. Great. Sticking to it. This is aluminum, so it's not magnetic. So I'm going to put this down on the ground so it doesn't catch any more of my stuff. But to put these screws back on. So that screw. Whoops. Let's see here. Let's screw right up here. So did I take a picture of the... I wanna... Yeah, okay. I did take a picture of it. Okay. It's scatterbrained. I'm missing a screw. Darn it. And this is what I feared. Ah, there it is. It was hiding from me. There we go. All right. So, a lot of people complain about these Landy power supplies. Oh. Sorry. I thought this one was a Landy. This particular one is a Meanwell. So, this one's a Meanwell. I guess I was one of the lucky ones to get it. But, there was a couple of Meanwells out there that actually burnt up. I mean, not as much as most folks would think, you know. People would think that the Landys are the ones that burn out, but no, they're actually pretty good. What burns up mostly is the wiring up over here to the board. Mount is not playing nice with me. So, like I posted a little bit earlier, the wires are tinned, and that is a definite fire hazard. It'll melt these green connectors right off the board, catch fire. I have experience with this. One board definitely caught fire. That's the other one on the machine with the Landy in it. But for other experiences for me is I do refrigeration. I used to do refrigeration, and companies like Thru Manufacturing, Trouslin, Oshizaki machines, they would tin their wires as well. And if it's leading to high amperage areas, it's gonna catch fire and melt. So you want to spread that heat dissipation out by stripping the wires, cutting off the ends, and just doing bare wire. It'll definitely save you a headache in the long run. And the grounding issue, I would do the same thing. I didn't do the same thing to the other printer yet, but that one doesn't seem to be having an issue. Probably because I'm using a different auto bed leveler on that one. so I need to put this one back up. So these bare, it should give a much better contact to the frame itself. And I don't know, let's see. These black screws on the side, you might... Should I? So it's going to be contact with this right here, but you got the screws over here. It's all, you know, powder coated really nicely. So let me double check this right here. I want to make sure that let's clamp onto this here. Oh wait, not gonna bother with that. Screw stuck again. So let's put this back on, and let's get all the stuff where it should be quickly. What size was this? Size. I've got little specks of metal dust all over the place now. Troubles seeing where the screw holes are. There it is. Come on, get in there. Having only 3 fingers on one hand working properly can be kind of a hard deal. I'm trying to screw in screws. Two screws in. Now I can get these in good. Alright. That should have good ground contact. At least now. Previously it did not. And ground is important, or else you get electrocuted. Plenty of experience in that. At least 35 plus years. Mark on one of my arms. That is a permanent reminder of what happens when a 100,000 volt capacitor running at 220 can do. It knocked me 14 feet back out of the unit that I was working on. And it's a great thing that the top side of the restaurant that I was working on had walls, else I kind of would have gone off the edge and taken a 20-foot drop. probably would have lived, but still, I had my fair share of falling off buildings too. Broke my legs that way. Alright, so now to put these wires back into the correct places. So those three wires are definitely back in the right places. You know, you got ground, you got your neutral, and then you've got your line wire. And the factory put them on really tight. I mean, they don't need to be that freaking tight. I almost stripped the screws trying to get it off. So now we got ground running to the machine. So I'm gonna take the plug, take my meter, and yes, it's not black, but I'm just gonna alligator clip this piece onto the ground. Clip, just like that. Squeeze it. Having issues here. Old and decrepit. So we're going to find that wasn't in. Pretty sure you can hear the sound making. So I want to make sure. So that screw over there has sound. So that's a good thing right there. I'm getting sound from the Z-axis motor when I touch it, which is a good thing. So that Z-axis motor or any of these spots, you know, any of the screws over here will become a point where, or maybe the sides right over here. Can't see it, but like this side right over here. But any of those sides are going to be a point where I'm going to put a ground wire so that it goes to the X gantry motor right over here. Let's see if there is partial ground on the Y motor. So I'm going to set I'm definitely going to set a wire there as well. It's to help discharge the energy from the motors, because you know, if you've got like the EZABL kit from TH3D Studios, one of the things they're going to ask you if you're having issues is they're going to ask you about grounding, and they're going to direct you to some videos about grounding. So earlier I couldn't get any, you know, sound out of any spot on top of this printer. I mean, it was getting some grounding, like 0.40 or something like that, but so there's nothing over here. Nothing over here. So what I'm going to do is, let's go figure out what kind of clips I should use. I unfortunately have high grade electrical wire, or higher grade electrical wire, the same stuff that I use in my heavy duty industrial commercial equipment. So it's ugly, unfortunately, but it's kind of all I've got. I don't like it. It's real stiff, and it's not as pliable as, you know, like some of the wire that you'd find inside these cable. So it's a lot thicker stranded, which means it'll probably get caught on something, which I'm trying to avoid. So you have to make the wires definitely long enough that when the X gantry is moving, you know, it's not going to snag on anything. Yep, gonna have to do that. Where am I gonna put it though? That's a good question. From X or from Y to Z, that's going to be easy. It's just a straight wire going up and down. But I need to figure out how much length I'm going to need to put on top of the other ones, and, you know, so forth, so forth. So let's start with the Z to Y. Probably be the easier one for me. Let's see. Camera is not focusing very well, so what I can do about that. So I'm probably going to use these kind of clips right over here. It's not focusing very well. These are heater clips for, you know, commercial appliances that have heaters. It doesn't have the plastic parts on top of it, so, you know, like these ones over here. Like these types, or, you know, clip, which is going to be fine. It's fine for the ground, but if you're running electricity, you definitely want to have one that's insulated. Are there any more? Oh, yeah, there is some more. Question is use the bigger ones. I got some bigger ones right here. So this is going to be interesting. So let's start off with the first piece of wire here. Actually, let me take out 1, 2, 3. Sorry if you got to see that, but I got bad skin. Seborrheic dermatitis. It popped up because of my medications I have to take on a daily basis, which really sucks. What can you do? There we go. Oops. My wire crimps around here somewhere. And my under 5 cam seems to have stopped. Just delightful. Alright. splice that. Splice aside, put a piece on, crimp. That's one ugly crimp. Let's see. So I need to move the printer around. Detach this wire right here. Tangle it up. Ah, I forgot to do something here. I forgot to put the, whoops. Forgot to put the positive and negative leads back on. So this one should be negative. It says negative. You know, I'm going to double check that with my phone. Because my eyes aren't the greatest anymore. I'm getting pretty. Oops. Let's see. So yes, black wire is on the bottom. Even though it does say right over there, I just want to double check, you know. Never hurts to be too careful, especially when you're dealing with electricity. Something I'm always very serious about is when dealing with electricity. So it's easier to tuck your wire. You know, it originally comes up from the top, but it's easier to tuck your wire down below, just like that. It won't vibrate. It won't do anything. You know, plus it's easier access to the side. So the next one is positive. They're right next to each other. So we're just going to tuck that right on the side like that. Right down under. Perfect. It's not going to move anywhere. I really need to print that, like right over here, there's that, somebody made an STL for a cap where these wires come in, so I need to print that out. I gotta go find it first though. Gotta go find it first. So make sure you keep your wires nice and tight. You know. Make sure your stepper TL smoothers. You know, a lot of people say that the TL smoothers don't really do anything on top of these printers. I do. I think they did really well for removing some of the salmon skinning and some of the ringing that I was getting on top of this printer. So yeah, it does make a little bit of difference. I think, you know, personal opinion. Can't. There's nothing wrong putting them on, honestly. Even if that change is super minute, might as well do it, right? Feel good about doing something for your printer, you know. I'm pretty sure everybody does, you know. There's another guy that's really proud of his printer stuff. Is I believe his name is Gurion Elliott. He's inside I believe he's in both of the Creality user groups. There's one that Danny over here owns, and there is one that the Creality folks own, and he posted a lot of pictures of, you know, bling, where his Ender 5 is all blue. It's got all this really nice caps on top of it, and you know, I like that. Gives you sense of accomplishment, I guess. It's just like, it's a feel-good thing. It's a feel-good thing, definitely. So, you know, I'm going to take off one of these screws over here. Kind of wish I had a bigger screwdriver. I mean, I could go get one. I want to see how long they are. Pretty long, but I do have a bit of an issue where I put this clip on there. Where's the clip? Oh, here it is. I might not be able to screw it down all the way. Thought so. So that's not going to screw down all the way, which is going to make it an issue for me putting them on the back of the X-gantry motor, or the X-axis motor. So, as these things, these clips are fairly thick. Squeeze that in. Nope. So what's gonna happen is I really don't need it to put it on top of Z, because I can just use one of the bearing arm piece from over here, or I could go. No, I definitely want to do it on the bearing arm because it's brushed metal, at least. I was thinking of putting it on top of this black piece over there, but I am missing my Allen wrenches. Oh, here's. So I'm missing my bigger ones. Here's the other small one. Just wipe. Sure I don't have any more metal dust running around. Okay, it's got to be on this table somewhere. Table. Ah. Did I just drop that screw? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go get my spare ones, which are in the closet with the other Ender 5. Here we go. Oh no, they're both in here. Shit. That's weird. I just swear I had spare. Alright. So, here we go. And it turns out that this is too big. Oh, great. So where's the other one? Check the closet again. And I just stepped on my wire brush. That hurt. Unorganized, I tell you. Actually, no, it's pretty organized in here. It's just that shit's all over the place. Here it is. You live in Hawaii, and that fell over, but nothing hurted. My spool is now all over the place still. It's kind of gross, but it's alright. The things that happen when you're not careful. Good thing these enders are built pretty darn tough. check everything here. Still moving properly. Still moving properly. Head's still on. Hit this a little bit. That's a little bit of a worry. Pay attention, pay attention. That's what you all should do. Don't be like me. Pay attention. So now, taking off the screw to one of the bearings over here, and I'm going to attach this here. Perfect place for contact and out of the way. This thing barely fits inside. Barely fits inside. So I'm just threading this along here. It's just barely big enough, which is good. I mean, that'll give it a tight thing, but afraid of this part right here. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to hold on to this here and so that it strips just a little bit bigger. Yeah. So got that. Set this underneath here. And two. Screw this down. So this is an easy place to put it. So I'm going to take a picture of that. Things to show off here. I'm trying to show off. I'm just trying to show people where a good place to set your ground is. Shocked like I did. So let's put a ground right over here. So capture. So my voice is what activates the capture. And I'm gonna keep this bottom place. And I opened up my Cura for some reason. To hit the thing. Set this up. Put this through here. Look, a miniature. I still haven't cleaned it off yet. So set this up. There we go. And I need to do something about the brackets. Snapped on one side. Did it snap? Didn't snap. They are coming off. Is it broken on top this side? Nope. Just come loose. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to re-level my bed because these guys here gotten loose. They got loose again. Now they're getting loose. I can't wait for those spare Loctite washer or nuts come in. This is going to affect my bed level. They're just as loose. Taking that off? Yeah, I'm taking that off. Wrong way. Don't want to tighten that too much because I've had them snap. I think these ones need to be tightened just as well. Tighten up all this stuff. Yeah, right? Hard to work with just 2 fingers. The rheumatoid arthritis has stolen 2 of my fingers. But your ring finger and your pinky finger is your strongest fingers on your hand for gripping and all that kind of stuff. So still glad I have the use of those, I guess. See as my fat hands on the camera. That should keep it stable. So one of the things I need to print out also, to help keep fire hazards from happening is the strain relief. Strain relief for the bed here. It keeps going up and down and eventually it's going to snap. So now, spin this a little bit around again. just about there. By gantry access right there. So figure out how I'm going to do this. Here, the screws are kind of short. I mean, I think I've got longer ones. Not sure. Check how long. Because these look like M3s. Rather short M3s. Yep. So they're M3s. Not short or anything, but I think I might have some longer ones here. Ah, there they are. Let's see. Longer. I don't think I've got anything longer than that. They're not M3s, these are M's. Wait, no, that looks like an M3. Nope, M4. M4. A lot of washers. Right, so that's absolutely no use for me. Let's put that up there. But I do have these. Oh, here's my M2s. A bunch of M2s. M2s by Hilichi. There it is. I think that's any longer. Nope, that's not any longer. This is actually the longest I can do. So I'm just going to put that back in. And what I can do is rewind this again. So this can pretty much go straight up to over here. I think I might do it in front. Front looks a little bit better. So yeah, the front looks a little bit better. Let's check to see how long that screw is, because if it's M3, I can just replace the screw. One that's a little bit longer, huh? And probably with a bigger head. I think that's what she said too, right? So that screw is a little short for what I need it for. Oh no. Is it? No, it'll be fine. So, measure this. Give it a little bit of slack. Right about there. Put this to the side. So we're just going to pre-feed this into and crimp. With these high temperature crimps, you actually need to put some force into them. And I'm not as strong as I used to be. 25 years ago, probably. I could bench press somewhere around 600 something pounds. Now I'm old. I've gotten fatter. Ah, perfect, perfect. So this would be perfect right here. So worried about the X gantry now. Side of the axis. Just like that. So make sure you put it on snug. Have it tighten pretty good. It's ground. So, I mean, it's not the prettiest thing in the universe, but with this thing over here, you can probably, you know, like, I got my wires all over the place over here, but I might take these wires and, you know, set them together like that. That way I can keep it away from being pinched here and there. That, so I'm going to take a quick picture of this so I can put it on top of the Facebook page. Give people an idea of where I placed my ground wires. So here we are, ground wire. Capture. Okay. So the next one. I'll have to figure out where to go with this one. But let me double check, because like I said, earlier my printer fell. That always, that's worrisome. Sure that nothing has, you know, gotten off track or anything. Which is kind of unfortunate that the printer fell, but it doesn't look like it took any hits. It did take a hit on top of the LCD, so I'm a little worried about that, of course. A little loose. So now we're going to do a quick test. I'll make sure that the Y side is getting a ground. Plug this back in, if I can see the plug hole. Ants on my table again. Little sugar ants in Hawaii, just they're all over the place, drive you crazy. Bites. Just slightly annoying. Like, I'm in trouble. So say capture.
There is no place and no moment in history where I could stand and say, oh, it begins here.
Here should good. Now we're going to touch up on top so it's giving continuity. Perfect. That's kind of what we want right there. So on places all over the gantry that have bare metal, So now I have to deal with X. Question is this how I'm going to do this? So top side of the X has a bunch of long screws. Kind of small.
Tuning out of starlight, the innocent lifetime flickers and flashes under a canvas. No.
So you can see what I'm looking at.
While the feeling sophisticated.
Got a couple of options where I want to place it. So I could place it on top of this screw right over here.
Let's just cut the bullshit and tell me who's independent. Thumbs twiddling and your life's escaping your mind. Keep in mind.
Top switch. Put it right there. Attach it to that screw. That way yeah, you know what, let's do it that way. Shit, hold on. Screw is for one, so right. Good question. How am I? Attach the wire to the ground wire to stuff over here. See how deep this screw is. That isn't too, so I'm gonna grab a let's see, any of these here fit on top of that? Could be the same size. Lucky if it was the same size. Oh my goodness, it is the same size. So just do that.
Let it collapse into the abyss. In the midst of summer
just a blank slate, waiting for pain to interfere. It's quite complex, but what I know.
Capture. So I'm going to use this bearing here. Bearing's greasy. You can take a razor blade. The razor blade will do it. Capture. Oops. Knock that over. Ha 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 ha. Everything over, aren't I? What's up, Duty Rock? What's up? Capture. What you been up to, man? The other Maui boy that I know. How's the printing going? Pretty good. I printed a whole bunch of stuff, but this printer shocked me a night ago, and I also had a couple of issues where this probe right here, if you can see it, or if it's focusing, this probe right over here is having some issues with interference of having a bad ground. Playing the Division lately? No, I haven't played lately. I've been doing a lot of this 3D work, 3D printer work, because I'm trying to hit a deadline for. You live Maui, right? If you on the 9th at Kaumana Center at Alika's place, not Alika's place, Maui Comics and Collectibles. I might be there. I don't know. It all depends on how my panic anxiety is doing. I might have to drug myself up pretty heavily. But did I just kill the camera? I think I killed the camera. Properties. Activate. Come on, reactivate, man. Properties. Oh, looks like that camera just took a shit. I don't know what happened to it. Well, it's my gaming group, yeah. I'm gonna try to support them. I mean, I make all the miniatures and stuff, yeah. What's going on with this camera? Yeah, but I'm agoraphobic, so leaving the house, yeah, big problem. Big problem. I mean, I'd be surrounded by all my friends, so that'd be assuring and kind of calming, maybe. Oh, there we go. It started working again. But I want to go. I do want to go. What date is that? Yeah, we got a Maui gaming group. You want to join us? We do. It's Pakukala Gaming on Facebook. But well, it's also going to be called Maui tabletopgamers.com. Yeah, working on top of the site and all that. But most of us are. Most of us are in heavy league with any of the gaming scenes on Maui, so we got pretty heavy contacts with all the Magic people, Magic the Gathering, any gaming shops around here, like the comic shop over here. Yeah, that's where the event's going to be, at the comic shop. So our DMs, our GMs, DMs, and stuff are going to be down there making little games, for people to try. We're trying to boost the signal that there's gaming groups here on Maui that everybody else can join. So our gaming group, we do it every Wednesday and Saturday. I have a special gaming group on Mondays. That's a small thing, but Wednesdays, Saturdays, definitely. Fridays as well. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, technically. The two main GMs, which are Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, are going to be... Right on. Yeah. How old's your daughter? Does she game? I know some of our older folks. Well, can't say older because I'm pretty old myself, And a lot of our GMs and stuff, they're up in the 50s. Some of our members are pretty old, so. But some of us bring their kids, bring their kids, and we play with the kids because it's a good thing for the kids to get their imaginations going. Make some smarter kids in the future. Preschool. Oh, right now. Right on. So at least you know where my group is pretty much at. So I think we're not the main group around here, but we are the most known. Most well known, at least I think. There's a couple. There's quite a lot of us. But if you have Facebook, I can throw you an invite to the group. I mean, not much people talk, but we all talk through text and stuff like that. Let's see. Is this tight enough? I hope this is going to be tight enough. Let's see. I think there is a total of... I mean, not all of us come and game all at the same time and all that, but there's like 15 to 18 of us. Well, yeah, PC, but for tabletop gaming, yeah, I got your group right here. If you want to ever do like Dungeons and Dragons or Star Wars, I mean, we do Star Wars. There's a new Star Wars system out that we love quite a bit. And Starfinder, Pathfinder, well, Starfinder right now. One of our GMs is making a 5th edition thing. play with Vite all the time, but it's just I haven't. I've been doing work on top of these printers because I'm trying to hit the deadline. You know what I mean? A deadline for the 9th, you know. So I'm trying to print out everybody's miniatures and stuff like that. And then as I'm doing that, I run into problems like my auto bed leveler is not working. My auto bed leveler is not working, so that's pissing me off. And then I got shocked by this printer, and you know, when I was talking to the folks that own the auto bed leveler, you know, trying to get help from them, they said check my grounding. And well, you know, being shocked by a printer, you know, it was a mild shock. I mean, it's not like I got electrocuted or anything like that, but you know, still, that told me that the grounding was not so good. So I've been doing a lot of safety things on top of here, like inside the printer where the power wires are, and that feeds into the board, and they're tinned straight from the factory. Bad, not good, very bad. There's a reason. Melts. That shit melts. Catch fire. So, alright. Take a picture of this. Capture. 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 Oh shit. This thing was on record. No, I don't want to record. Capture. Okay, there we go. Capture. So that should take care of the thing. Four houses down. 4 houses down. Just 4 houses down. Yeah, let me know. You know, anytime. Like tomorrow. Tomorrow is one of our games. So. Alright, let's check the continuity of this stuff. So, oh, I didn't know that could spin. Oh, that's cool. So, hear that noise? Continuity. So all of this, the gantry motors are now grounded. Won't get shocked, and hopefully beautiful, beauty fucking full. They're nice and tight. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that these wires were. I'm using commercial grade grounding wire, you know, for all my heavy amperage equipment. Yeah, so it's thick and it's stiff, but I kind of wanted the softer wire, but because the softer wire would look nicer. This is definitely an ugly upgrade, but hey, if I can stop it from, you know, shocking me, and if I can stop it from causing problems with that fucking auto bed leveler, great. Just got your second PC? My other PC's down here. Terrible, this camera. One PC, it's all dirty. Another PC over there. Bottle of lube. My 2 monitors. So I just used my second PC for streaming, yeah. where's my, there it is. There we go. Now it's not dirty. So let's put these clips away, because clips are valuable. You always need these clips. Put it back in the van. But if you're ever interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons, you know, role playing with other local people, just see my new mixer for that. This one easy. I use this program right over here. Let's see, I'm gonna lower this right here. So I use this program right here. Where's it? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Voice Meter Banana. It's a mixer. So this thing right here, this is my main PC that you're looking at. Yeah, it takes all the sound from this headset and all the sounds right there, and I'll touch up on V-band right here, and it streams it. Goes outgoing stream right over here. So bus 1 or bus 2B or bus B2 microphone streams it to my other computer. Yeah, it's hard to get it to work. I mean, it took me a while to get this thing to work. And then I got my game music right over here that goes straight to that machine. And then I got alerts coming from that machine, or basically all the sound that comes from that machine goes to this machine and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit pain in the ass to get to work, but once you get it working, oh, that's good. It's definitely good. Yeah, I had to fiddle around with a whole bunch of settings, not just settings, firewall issues and all that kind of stuff. But it was definitely firewall issues with me. So, you know, the Windows firewall, I had to work it out with that, and, you know, open up ports. And you got to do it on both machines. So, you know, one machine talks to the other and all that kind of stuff. So it can be a little bit of a headache, but the sound is crisp and clear, because I was trying to run you know, analog lines, you know, because analog is you can get good sound out of analog, but if there's any like corrosion or any weird hardware thing, that wire will pick up any kind of noise if there's no noise suppressor on top of that. So I was having like this buzzing issue, so I changed to the V-band things. Like, and there's no buzzing issue there because it's straight out network. Yeah. Yeah, firewall issue. Because the firewall won't, you know, suddenly expect, you know, sometimes you get those pop-ups that say, you know, this program is trying to use the firewall over here. Do you want to open it or close it? You know, it's just not there. It doesn't trigger it. So you have to do it manually. You set it up all manually. And you go over here, control panel, and Windows Defender firewall. And let's see, right here, turn on apps, features. Oh shit, what is it again? Advanced settings. So we got my inbound rules. I got so many things, 7 days to die and all that kind of stuff. Oh, where is it? So it's somewhere around here. It's probably at the top. Well, it's in here somewhere. Voice meter banana, outbound rules. Same thing, voice meter banana that I had to do. So I got a shitload of rules over here. Ooh, yeah. Well, you can still do a shitload of stuff with a hardware mixer. Huh? What was I doing? Ah, yes. Oh, I guess you couldn't see what I was doing because I forgot to turn the camera off. Oh well. Whatever. my small little carpet over here is... Alright, so... Now a moment of truth. Or a moment of truth that... Spin this around over here. Whoops. I fucking dropped my printer earlier and I'm tripping out on that still. So I need to lift my bed up. Lifting the bed up, lifting the bed up. Is there a song about that? Tighten that a little bit more, but I can't find the screwdriver that I can reach in that. Okay. So that's the closest I can get it to. So I need to... Where is my... Things I need to do is level, not level, but... It doesn't want to stay still. I'm working on top of this little thing right over there, and I can't find my... Where did I put it? Can't find my calipers. What did I do with it? Is it in here? Yeah, they're in here. So calipers. So that's about 2 inches or 2 millimeters. Yeah, that's correct. That's all freaking correct. leave this printer out like this for now. So let's turn. Can't put it together yet. Damn, I forgot something. So let's take this, set it back on its side again. Oh, fuck, this is heavy. So I forgot to put the fan stuff back on. So let's make sure that there's no more. Because we use the wire brush in here. So there's that. Let's take these screws, put the buttons back on. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to be wherever on April 9th. April 9th is National Tabletop Day. So we got quite a few sponsors. We were originally going to do it at Maui Mall, but Maui Mall decided not to do it, so we just decided to have the comic shop host it. Just a bunch of friends, you know, all playing, enjoying the games together. And Saturdays we have a cookout. We bring whatever and we eat and we play games. Role-playing games. All fun. If Veet was here, I'd definitely coerce him into fucking playing with us. I know he wants to, because like, fuck, if I was over there I'd be playing too. If you're always looking for more members, always more people to play with. And the 3D printing thing isn't just my place. We cook out every Saturday. I think we've been doing that for the last 3 or 4 months now. Every Saturday. We start at like roughly around 3 o'clock and we play all the way into the evening, but we cook, yeah, we barbecue. And people bring, you know, potluck and stuff. Because the DM for Saturday games, he's one of the major managers for Bubba Gumps in Lahaina. Oh shoot! Last Saturday we had a lot of hot dogs and stuff like that. The previous Saturday we had a 19-pound prime rib roast, broccoli, sweet potato salads, hamburgers. Fucking name it to me. We eat really well. That's all I can say, is we eat really well. Yeah, it's always fun, you know. It's always fun to, you know, gather around because I don't get out much, and I'm happy that my friends want to come over here, you know, and we use this place as because we got a nice big gazebo like tent in the back. That where all our gaming stuff around here, and you know, I got cameras all over the fucking place, so security's tight. And if somebody does steal from us, they're likely to get shot. This house is loaded. I mean, because the rest of the family does cowboy, you know, every first Saturday and third Saturday They run the cowboy thing over here, the Maui Marshals. That's what it's called. But it's the Cowboy Single Action Shooting Society. SAS, Single Action Shooting Society. That's what it's called. Big thing. So most of us, or my family, they do that, and one of our gamers, she does that, you know, because she lives here with us. Yeah. So Single Action Shooting Society. There is a big screw down here, and what is it for? Oh, it's not a screw. I have no idea what this is for. What just come off, folks? Okay, that's back on. Did I put the fan wire back in? I hope so. Kappa? Cappuccino? Okay, good. The board turns on still. This thing fell on top of itself. When I spun my chair around and fuck. Okay. There we go. Perfect. So, put this aside right there. We'll come over here. Get into... Yeah, there's a big gaming scene, and I like to say that we're one of the ones that are on the top of it. I mean, there's also our other group friends. They play in Kihei side. I believe they play at Jonathan Latimer's house. Not sure if you know. Questions and Answer, Jonathan Latimer. They do podcasts. But there's also another gaming scene that sits at the comic shop too. We also run there, or some of our friends run over there, and then our other friends, they run games at the comic shop. But yeah, we got a pretty big gaming community over here, and that's what we're trying to. That's what Maui our group is, you know, starting the Maui game, Maui tabletopgamers.com. So I'll show you. The website, need to fix the website still. Where is it? Someplace around here. There we go. So let's go to the website here. So I gotta talk to view the website. Here it is. So it's got a shitty the kind, yeah, domain name, so I'm gonna fix that for them. Business.site. Yeah, what the fuck is that? So the number on top there, you can contact that number, and you'll get in touch with a man named Carl. And most folks around here know me by Kelly because they don't use the name I prefer to use because I grew up with most of them, so they all know me as Kelly. I hate my name. Kelly. Yeah. So let's have a look here. Aha! My Raspberry Pi stuff shipped. Fuck yeah. I really need that stuff in. Need. So needy. So it's under testing. Open the firmware window. So let's close out this camera. Work with this here. So under configuration.h, I'm going to shut down a couple of things. Let's see, support stream, Amazon, Tumblr. There we go. So he wants me to turn probing motors off. What just happened? Okay, probing motors off. So it's got to be in here somewhere. So and I need the wire. Where's the wire? Where's the other wire? Damn it. Be nice if I knew where the fucking wires are. Yeah. What a pain in the ass. Ah, there it is. And let me grab my other wire. So wires, every fucking wire over here. So that's a cheap little website. I want to tell them that we could definitely do better, but he's using it for something, and I'm not going to argue with them. Alright. So turn this off, turn that off. So the probing motor is on. Tools, COM 8. So he wants me to take that off. So I'm doing that. Sensor and gantry grounding. Perfect. Alright, let me write up a thing here. Oops, I hope I didn't turn that off. Okay, good. So, my computer is running kind of sluggish at the moment. So, what I'm going to do is, let me double check. Alright, man. Check you later. Shoots. Maybe one day you'll come game with us. Yeah. Always nice chatting, bro. I like meeting more Maui folks. Yeah, I am usually up this late. Not usually streaming, but you know, I'm on like Discord and Facebook, stuff like that. All right, catch you.
Do you own a 3D printer with an AC main?
I believe it has, Landy. capture.